So welcome everybody to episode number 182 of Pro NoCoders Office Hours. I'm your host, Tonya, and I'm here with members Ben and Thomas. We're going to get started in just a moment, but first I want to tell you about Pro NoCoders Office Hours. If you have ever wondered if there was a way to get bubble answers fast so that you know that you have a place to come and bring your bubble questions and you won't suffer alone with them, someone will help you with it. That's what Pro NoCoders Office Hours is all about. As you're building, you very often will run into a bug and you just keep obsessing over it and it takes up a lot of time. But with Pro NoCoders Office Hours, once you're a member, you can just run into a bug or an issue, work on it for a few minutes, decide, I'm going to put this in the column of asking Tonya in office hours. And then you keep going with your build and you come to office hours and you ask me that question and we get it knocked out. And that way you don't stall out on your builds. It makes building a lot more fun, a lot more enjoyable. So if you would like to join us in office hours, you can go to pronocoders.com and sign up for office hours subscription. It's $99 per month and you get access to 6 office hours sessions per week. So go sign up now before the price goes up, because the price is going up the 1st of January to $119 per month instead of $99 per month. So lock in your savings and sign up now at pronocoders.com. Welcome, Ben. Welcome, Thomas. We were in the middle of lamenting this craziness that we're experiencing with the new responsive editor that we love so much, but we are struggling. And if anybody can answer this question for us, we'd be really, really grateful. We are posing this question to Eli, the new responsive editor guru on the team. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and take off that separato that we were playing with here.
I feel like when you ask Eli something, it's like throwing up the Batman signal.
Yeah, you know what? It's so funny. That was like what it was that first night when the new responsive editor came out. I was struggling on something and suddenly Eli appeared.
Yeah.
That was great. Okay, so what the issue is we have a group here that collapses when it's not the first index cell of the repeating group, which is a typical thing to do. You want to have a row here that's the headings of the columns that are going to fall underneath it. We got that working. That's not a problem. And actually, that's not what this is. This is the group that's going to show all the time. Let me get the group that's hidden here. So now you can see this group. The problem is after the first cell shows up the way that it's supposed to, this group is collapsing and this group is moving up like it's supposed to, but it's leaving this gap here and we can't quite figure out how to get our settings right so it's not showing this gap. And this is a problem now in 2 different apps. So we're working on the problem. I'm going to rebuild it. I'm going to scrap this and rebuild it from scratch and see if we can see something. Unless you had something else to work on, Ben or Thomas. Like,
I just got those other questions that I sent over, which may be easier.
Yeah, which this is one of those questions. So
yeah. That's okay. All I've got at the moment.
All right, so I have my my page is set as column, and I think that's fine. So then I'm going to put a group in here, and the group, make this width, it's the width of my page. Well, first, I don't want it to be fixed. I want this to be a row. And we'll make this 100%. I feel like it was supposed to expand from there. Oh, I did height instead of width. There we go. just leave that empty. Okay. So now I have a group and I can put a repeating group in it. And I want the repeating group height to be 100% and the width to be 100%. And the parent. Do you know if it matters? I don't know. If I set the repeating group to row, it means the cell will be a row, which I think is what I want. Then we got,
Hey, Tila.
welcome, Tila.
Hey, you guys.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. Good. We are struggling with a new responsive editor concept. And we're not having much luck at this point. Let's see. I don't want to fix the number of rows. Let's do that. And then, okay. So next, I'm going to have a group. Well, with this one, I want the repeating group. Essentially, I want the repeating group, the cell, is fitting to its content. Change its alignment. Okay. So now I'm going to do a group. And this will be my header group. And the width, I don't want it to be fixed. I want it to be 100%. I do not want this visible on page load. I want this to be visible when the current cell's index is 1. Make this group now. I need another group in here. It will also be a row. Maybe I need the repeating group to be a column then. And then this will be a row, and we'll make not fixed. We'll do 100%. Height. This will be visible. Let's give it an appearance here. I don't know why that would make a difference, but I think I didn't do that the last time. Well, let's just see where we are. But I took that out, so it's not visible on page load and current. So, oh, I didn't say this.
I think you tried to make it visible, but you missed it.
Well, I'm kind of weirded out because this was already unchecked. Current cells is 1. Okay. Still has that gap. And it's not even an even gap because of this one, right? So like the cell itself is not collapsing. So I don't.
So you have
that
group on top and then a repeating group below that. The gray, I can't really and don't really know how it's structured right now visually.
Right. So I have the repeating group, right? So I have a repeating group, and the problem is that the repeating group cell is not dynamically shifting the height. And I can't figure out how to make the repeating group change the cell's height based on the content of the cell. So I have this group here collapses, is hidden and collapses when it's not the first cell. So you can see this is the first cell right here. Right. And even still, there's this gap here because this group isn't taking up the full amount of the cell. So maybe if I go here to this layout, here, minimum height is 50. Make this fixed height. All right. Probably will still be a problem. Yeah, it's still the same problem. So the repeating group seems to not want to adjust its height. So maybe here, the minimum, I have the minimum height here. Let's take a minimum height off. Still there. The minimum height of the repeating group, but this is not like there seems to be missing like some settings for what we want to have happen with the cell itself.
I think percentages might be tricking things up a little bit. I noticed that earlier. You're working with max width percentages and minimum width pixels.
Mm-hmm.
That might be actually causing a slip up in the dynamicness of the.
So if I say like that, but it's not having any effect on the cell. It's only having an effect on the total repeating group height.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I'm still pretty unclear how it's structured. I don't.
That
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean,
yeah, I can probably pop in there and see how it looks. Up to you.
So going back to the beginning, I have a group here. I'm putting a repeating group in here. And then what I'm doing is in this repeating group, I'm putting a group in the cell, 2 groups in the cell. One is only going to be shown on the first cell. The other one will be shown in every cell. That's working. The problem is when on all of the subsequent cells and even on that first cell, the cell itself is not adjusting its height. So I keep ending up with these gaps because the cell is supposed to, what I want it to do is I want it to collapse the empty space to collapse and be hugging the bottom of the element there. And I just can't get it to do it.
But can you like continue, just build it out so I can see it with text this time instead of light colored boxes? Kind of like replicate what Ben was doing with the text. Can we try that?
Ben, do you want to share your screen and show him the issue? I really don't want to take any more time to like build it out with the text. I've already done that. You can tell I'm frustrated because I've actually worked like 2 or 3 hours on this for somebody else. And it's like, I can't get it to work. So
Gotcha.
yeah. I don't know if Ben heard me.
I did. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. I was vaguing out.
No,
Yeah.
no worries. It's so early your time.
Quick question for the group while I'm doing this though, for everyone. Is everyone more happy if what you're really struggling with is actually a problem, or you've stuffed up and it's a quick win? Because I'm 50-50.
What do you mean? I don't understand the question.
Like when you've been working with something for like 2 hours and you're like, oh, I just can't get it to work, and you bring it to office hours, or
It's fast and yeah.
are you
that's a tough
happier
one.
if it
I
is
think you're
actually a
torn.
problem?
I think you're
and you've
torn
been
at
like,
that point. Yeah.
you're not crazy, or are you happier if Tonya looks at it and it's fixed?
I'm happier when Tonya looks at it and it's fixed, but I'm biased.
I don't know. Pablo told me the issue I was struggling with this morning is really a bug, and I was excited. I was like, that's great.
She's like,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
awesome. I'm glad it's a bug. Yeah, I was hoping it was a bug too, Tila. I'm glad it's a bug too. And I think this might be a bug, honestly. I don't know. I got a bug. So
See, these sit so pretty. Look how nice they sit.
well, but
Yeah,
even moving, there's a different size gap between your cells,
Yes.
which is annoying because that is the issue.
Yes,
Right.
that is the issue. I don't know. I think I'm gonna hold off for Eli with this one, maybe, because I feel like we could spend hours on it and just not
We could. I already have. So
and not get any further. And if it's anything further, then I'll do a bug report, but I will report back for Ritesh and everyone on what I find anyway, either way.
Hey, Ben.
And to be honest, I kind of want to watch Tila work on workflows again.
I have a lot of those.
Hey.
make repeating groups. Oh, no, that's a different one.
Hey, Ben, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I just sent you a message on Slack. It's paused on notification, but I just wanted to have a conversation with you about this issue.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Do you want to do after hours?
Just message me.
I think Thomas wants to get in there and do something.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Do you understand how to construct, like, what our issue is, Thomas?
I like, again, I have to see it. I really don't.
Okay,
And
so here, let me in
so I
the
want to take it off, take it offline personally. But yes, I'll continue on that. Sorry about that.
okay. All right. Tila, did you bring something different?
No, I don't have anything. I'm just
You're just hanging out.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh,
I'll let you know if I
Bubbles
see
drive.
something.
you are not suffering alone, Ben. I'm clearly suffering with you.
Go team. Awesome.
Go team suffering. Let's see. I want to solve that other issue though. I'll go in your app to do it. I'll share my screen too so you guys can see.
Which issue, which of the multitude of issues that I'm having?
The sorting. Getting the sorting to work with. Where is your app?
Yeah, that was a weird one.
Oh, here it is.
Did you notice on all the old office hours when I had watched them, gone back and rewatched them, I liked them?
Oh, I did not notice that. I don't get notifications when
Okay.
YouTube videos are liked. Although I'm interested to find out. Let me just test this while I have you guys on here. Wait. Oh, did you see Eli's response, Tila, in Slack?
No, I haven't seen it yet. Let me see.
Nope, I did not fix it.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so going to the app page. The brand search, right? Repeating group brand search. There we go. So this one is working. And all we're doing on this is setting a state, right?
Yeah, so I went back and rewatched that video and got that one working, no problem, which was awesome. Potential vault material. But yeah, couldn't get the other one to work.
Wait, there was not a workflow on this click.
Oh, you're on events. Sorry, it's on talent, different page.
Oh, got it. What should I type in?
If you just go to the elements tree, it's probably the easiest way to find it because everything's named EZ42. Group talent, it should be. Why is?
Pop-up talent?
Oh, maybe go only show hideable. Sorry, I'm sorry. This is just how I find it. And see, you're in group events. There should be a group talent. The same, yeah, and then it'll be talent search.
Got it.
I think that's still events because you've got events open as well, so they've just stacked.
Okay, there you go. And then make sure that I delete this. Okay. So this is the right one. This one?
That's the one.
It didn't work. We need to put things in reusables. Here we go. Set the state talent search. So we're setting it to talent name descending no. Okay, and then so it's the talent search sort is the custom states name under app. Okay, and so then in the repeating group, we have search for talent. And then the dynamic field name is apps talent search sort, and it's no, that's fine. And then the filtered here contains, and this is all working. And we just flip it for the other one, right? Because the
Yeah, exactly.
right. And sending no. And then that was up here somewhere, this thing.
Yeah, so in the yeah.
Got it. And apps descending is. So that's matching. I think there might be conflicting with each other. See if this sounds right. Have you ever tried doing it just this by itself without having done this first?
No, no.
Right, you do this one and then you're testing this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think what we need to do is on each of these clicks, we need to clear the other state. Because we're giving Bubble conflicting information, because we're telling Bubble in the conditionals when these states is not empty. And so it's looking for apps descending and no an apps talent search. Sort, because we go back here. It's the talent name. No, that should be right. I was wrong. I'm going to pretend to be you. Oh, it's talent that I'm working on. Talent search. Okay. Not. So this one is working or not?
Neither of them are working. They're set up, from what I can see, they're set up correctly. But I was just thinking that maybe it is conflicting states.
So when I click this, it just returns it back to like the normal sort on it.
Yeah. So that is working, isn't it?
And what is the I mean, we have it referring to that field, whether it's filled out or not. So we just take this off temporarily. It's looking for the created date and
Yes.
sorting by the created date. And it looks like that's like the normal sorting behavior in general. So let's go back. let's go to the app data and we're looking at talents and we want to see that created date. Okay. I think that this button is working and it's this one that is not working. Ah,
Oh, don't tell me it was that simple.
I think so.
Oh no, I'm sorry, Tonya.
That's okay. You messaged me at 10 p.m. your time. You were exhausted. It's hard to see this stuff when, yeah, there we go. That's
Sorry,
better.
everyone. Sorry.
I have spent longer on much simpler. Don't worry.
Thank you.
Yay. What was the other one? There was
Yeah, so when you click on, say if you click on dashboard,
oh,
and
that
then
one. Yeah.
if you
okay.
close it, like hit the X button, how ugly is that animation?
I mean, I was thinking when I saw this morning, I was like, okay, Ben, now you're just getting picky.
Am I really? Is that what it is?
I don't think so. I think you're right. But this is coming from someone who rarely, if ever, uses the animate in the app, right? Like I'm so focused on the functionality. I'm not as focused on making it look good. That's why we have you and Thomas and probably Tila too. It's not my thing.
Tila, Thomas, thoughts? Am I overplaying here?
Are you referring to the houses bouncing?
This is
No,
referring
that's
to
fine.
how, so this is animated really nicely, but if you watch just this line here, it snaps. It's not clean. It's not like slowly sliding back and forth. It's like
Oh, I mean, yeah, it is a
instantaneous.
little.
I promise you, your users will not notice it.
Yeah, we notice it because we code, but yeah,
So
they're not gonna be overly. No.
So I was
Alright.
thinking that the collapse functionality here, to collapse it this way, you could animate that. And you don't do that in workflows. You would actually do that on the element. So can you point me to where that is?
That element.
Yeah, like where it is that it's being, which one is being,
It is.
is there like a
called-
group
Yeah,
that
it's a
is in
group.
here? Okay.
It's a group on the left, and it is group. Just having a look. Float. Oh, it's a floating group. Floating group secondary. It's called.
Okay.
I'm not sure that was a group. I made it.
You
a
might have converted it to a different kind of group.
Mm.
It might not actually be a floating group anymore, because if it was
Oh,
a
okay.
floating group, it wouldn't be pushing things over, I don't think.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So you have this animated, like when it's hiding and showing, right?
Yeah.
Like in the from the workflows, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this group itself, and you have this animated. But it's funny, I don't know if you can access the animation of this group moving
Mm.
to accommodate it. This is not in another group, right?
No, I don't think so.
No, it's not. Nope, I don't know how we would even start to fix that, Ben, but I honestly don't think it's a big deal.
I'm just in my head about something.
Well, I mean, like I see it when you point it out, but I think people are going to be focusing on this animation, right? And not.
That was the purpose of it, to be honest. Yeah, was to try and.
The perfectionist in me would put it on my list of things to circle back to so that I don't.
Thank you,
And
Tila. So it's not just me.
It's been too much time because I know me. I will keep messing with it until I get it, better the way that I want. But I know I'll waste a ton of time when I could be just getting the app, production ready. So
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. I might actually convert it back into a floating group and make it go over the top.
And then you won't have to worry about it. Yeah.
That would annoy me less.
That would. I'm sorry, it's annoying you. I think it looks fantastic.
It's awful. No, it doesn't. Do you ever get like that with something like just minute and finicky? And it's just like every time you see it, you're like, oh, this is driving me nuts.
Oh yeah, of course. I think I would be. I don't know. I kind of like this for mobile, right? So something I've noticed about our portal pages in Canvas are responsive, which is great. But the menu, like when you click it, the menu like expands over, but it expands over the top of other things. So you can't, it's in the way, you can't see anything. But there's still a little bit of room where I might be able to see something. I don't know. I'm kind of torn about it because here, I'll show you what I mean. I'm trying to think of a portal page to show it with. Did I register this one? I think I did. Nope, it says I didn't. Oh, that's because it's yours. Let's go to December. We're gonna do. Oh, fine. All right, and let's grab a block. Now, I will point out that Canvas is still using the old responsive editor. That is going to change in the next 2 to 3 months. We will have a new responsive editor version of Canvas, I'm told, which I'm very excited about.
Do you think when they do that, there'll be like new elements and new bits and pieces, or you think that just they'll change the old ones over?
I think, I mean, I assume that they'll have the new responsive elements, but they'll keep the old ones. And you'll be able to interchange them based on the settings of your page until eventually Bubble will phase out the old responsive, I'm guessing. Don't be alarmed. This is part of the header. That's why it's showing up on the page. So here's what I was meaning. So you see, if I click here, it covers up this information. Whereas with yours, I would at least be able to see the names, right? Like the start of it, because it would move it all the way over. Right. So it would, I kind of
Seems
like the
weird that
way
they-
that you have it.
It seems weird that they would keep that 1 centimeter of pencil, like instead of just either taking over the whole thing or.
Yeah, it does seem weird. Yeah, so that's always bothered me a little bit. And I like yours. I like this better. Like the way that it functions better.
Except for that.
I don't mind that. You mind that. I like that. I think it's great. So, but ultimately, you're the one who has to be, well, okay, I won't say ultimately. Ultimately, it's, you know, you could A/B test it and see if your users are more engaged with a more fluid, like, opening there, right?
Yeah.
You could A/B test that if you wanted to and see if it makes any difference. My guess is that the difference would be not statistically different. But
Okay.
yeah. But you have to be happy. So
That's never going to happen. I think you'll
You give-
constantly find something if you want to.
you've given up on happiness altogether.
I've quit. Happiness is not an option. It is not on the table.
You're like, it's not about the happiness anymore.
I have now decided that I will be settling in some point and just going for it. We're still
Okay.
talking about Bubble, right?
Yes, we're still talking about Bubble. Oh good. You haven't given up on other areas of your life, just Bubble.
Oh, no, I have. I just wanted to clarify.
Oh, you're just clarifying that you're only speaking to Bubble at this point.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Oh, let's see. Any progress, Thomas?
Oh, are you talking to me? I feel like I heard my name a few times. I'm cooking. In my
Oh, no. I did say your name this time, but I was just saying any progress. I didn't know if you were working on something or not.
We've actually just been talking about you for the last half an hour.
Oh yeah, that's allowed.
Heaven's sent.
What you say about me behind my back is none of my business. So. Let's see. Any other questions we can tackle in office hours today?
I'm good.
You're good?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm pretty good.
Yeah, you ran out of questions. You were like making a series for me and I was like ready. And then you're like, nope, just 3 this time.
Look, I could probably do more. I think I sent those Loom videos at about 11 p.m. last night, and I've been starting at 4:45 a.m. So I think at that point I was just kind of cooked. So it was a pretty short series.
Yeah, you were, as Callum would say, knackered.
Knackered.
Yep.
Knackered.
Knackered. Yep. All right, let's see. Do I have any questions? We've been having this weird thing with different APIs that are not formatting. The formatting of the response from the API is not coming through the way that we would expect. Juan and I have run into that a couple times in the last couple weeks. And it's been pretty annoying. But outside of that, I think that's it. Got, oh, I know, we have one from the Facebook group recently. And it is, I don't know why I did that. So it's a feed, and then every time the post becomes visible on the page, Vinay is creating a thing in the database that logs the post and the current user, right? So I'm guessing it's just like he's trying to make it so that he doesn't show the same post too many times or multiple times to the same user. But he is not happy with how that is translating to the database being very messy, with a lot of extra stuff. And his problem is that if he searches to see if the thing in the database already exists in order to prevent creating duplicates, it's slowing his page way down. And I can see why that would be the case. I'm wondering. So his question was, how could he go about cleaning up the duplicates? I'm thinking about it from whether or not his original solution is the right solution for what he's trying to do. But in terms of clearing out the duplicates on a regular basis, Vinay, if you're watching this, because I'll send you the link, I would say probably you would want to set that to happen, like you said, when the user logs in, to go in and look and clean up those duplicates. Let's do something. Let's make a button. And the button is going to create a new thing in the database. The new thing will be called log. And first field will be post, and we'll make that equal something random that I know that exists. Up here. And then do a search for and then user current user. So now if I run this as myself, I'm just going to click this button a bunch of times. So now if I go into my app data and I'm looking at the log thing, I should have plenty of them, and they're all duplicates, right? So technically they were created like within a few seconds of each other or whatever, but the user and the post are identical. So the question is, how am I going to delete these duplicates? I want to keep one, I just don't want to keep the rest of them.
Can you run a recursive workflow?
Yeah, you can. But I'm wondering, like, I need to run a workflow that finds all of the ones that have more than one first. So if I do this button, I'm going to make changes to a list of things. The type of things will be log. The list will be do a search for logs where the current user is the user. And the post is the same. So let's see if I can get to it. Close. Mhm. Hmm. It's a very good general question for the vault, right? Is like, how can you find duplicates of things?
Great question for the vault.
Yeah.
Pablo, where you at?
Pablo, we need you, Pablo.
Only, what is it, 16 more episodes until 200?
17 or 16. Yeah, I guess on the 17th, it will be the 200th episode. So you're right. Yeah. I don't know. I might have to ask for some help here. Have him come on. Sure, there's a way to do this. So we search for the logs that belong to the current user. And then how do we compare the posts? Because I want a list of lists. Hmm. Because if I don't know what the post is that I'm looking for, how do I compare it? I almost feel like if we just take this filter off, and just do the search of logs, and then we can do it where the created date is greater than a date that we store on the user. Mm. I love that word. I'm probably misusing it, but I love it, so I'm going to use it anyway.
What was it again?
The penultimate login
Oh.
date. So the second to last login date. Right. So if I set a penultimate login date, so when they first log in, I take the last login date. Created date. Oh, maybe I should have made that a list. So I just like have a setting a list instead. So like this. So create a date. So the new field would be go here to the user, set a then in the workflow, when they log in, what I could do is take off the first one and add a new one to it. And that way the first one will be that penultimate one. Does that make sense? Are you following my logic, Ben?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So now I have access to that. So I can search for the logs where the created date is greater than the penultimate login date. I'll just leave it the way that it is at the moment. That's going to give me the list of logs to go through. Then on the backend workflow, I can make a new workflow called delete logs. We'll have a list of logs. And then delete thing, logs, first item, only when logs filtered where post equals logs first items post count is greater than 1 and logs count is greater than 0. Then what we can do is we can run this API workflow again. Logs, current date and time, logs first item, or sorry, logs minus item, logs we might have to do this differently because we might be deleting that thing. Instead of no, we can fix this. So what we can do is we can go and instead of deleting it, what we can do is we can make changes to it. Thing to change would be the log first item And then we can read yes, no. Only when big expression here. And logs minus item log first item only when logs count is greater than 0. Right, so that will make it set it to delete. Then what we can do is have another workflow here. A new parameter of type log, list array, delete for real. And then we delete things. And I don't think I have to say the count on this one, right? Because it should be deleting the thing, so it shouldn't be on the list anymore.
No.
Oh, this one's dangerous. We'll do this one only when the count is greater than 0. Because I don't know if it's going to be running deleted things or not. Probably not. But that's okay. So hi, Attaboye.
Hi, Tonya.
Delete log. You know what we're going to do? We'll do log filtered by delete equals yes. First item. I don't know if this is going to create an infinite loop or not. We're going to take a chance. This could be bad. We'll see. Let's see. Logs, first item. We'll try it. Let's see if we can do it. All right. So this will be the first one run. We're going to send in the list of all of the logs after a certain date or whatever. We're going to change it to delete yes only when the count here, so when the logs filtered by the post is the first post when the count is greater than 1, right? So that means if there's a duplicate in there, then we're going to delete this one. And then only when the logs count is greater than 0, we'll keep running this one over and over. Then we'll schedule this new one, which is to delete them for real. Current date and time. Logs will be, do a search for user equals, not user, or log. where the user equals the current user. And the date is greater than the current users. What did they call it? Penultimate login date. And delete equals yes. Only when the logs count is less than 1. Okay, so this will run over and over again until it stops, because it runs out of them, and then it will run this one, which will delete the first item and then redo it. I don't know if I need, if I subtract the first item after I delete an item here, that's the part that I'm not sure about. We'll just add it there and see what we end up with. So minus item logs first item. So now I just need to go and set my users. Penultimate date. Or it needs to be greater. So what did I call it? Feed something. I called it feed display. So create a new log, then button B, we're going to send search for log. That's going to send it back into here. Changes. So the goal here when I click this button is that when I come into my logs here, it's going to be reduced down to 1. So we'll see. Not as of yet. Didn't work. Let's go to our logs. See what I've been doing for the last 2 minutes. Oh. Also, if you schedule the API workflow that you just made. And that's how you do it, Vinay. Got it.
Hey,
Hey.
we need confetti or like streamers or something.
Woohoo! Look at that. All right. It's a little convoluted, but okay. Yeah. I will send you that link, Vinay. We are going to wrap up the office hours portion of office hours, move into the after hours, which is members only. So we're going to turn on our cameras and turn off the live stream. And if you want to be part of that party, then you have to go to pronocoders.com and sign up for office hours. It's $99 per month. You get 6 office hours sessions per week. That's like 25 per month, where you could come and you can ask any of your bubble questions and we will try to solve them. Please do sign up before the end of the year because the price is going up on January 1st. We're going from $99 per month to $119 per month. So go sign up today. We will be back on Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific time for another episode of Office Hours. We hope to see you there. Thanks everybody for watching.